I think there was three of us involved in making that decision. So that's all I have.
Thank you, Coach. You're up, Jeff. Have a good day.
All right, morning everybody.
Hello.
Morning. Financial reports.
So we are struggling with the kind of low census, and you can see they're from 29.4 or 0.8 since August, September, October. September has some adjustments made. That explains the drop in revenue because the census was about the same.
To RS 877. 1302 RS 877, 6 south of 36.
Anyway, so there was a drop in Medicaid. If you look at the bottom there, Medicare is minus $286 a day. So that's a pretty funny number. So it turns out there's an adjustment from a resident we had back in the winter and spring. And Medicare pays a lump sum for all expenses. And this resident was on Enbrel for bad arthritis. And that medicine runs about $2,000 a month. So there were several months of that that got adjusted in September. And also National Campus decided to adjust depreciation. So it was about an $8,000 cost for depreciation, which wasn't there in the other months. In October, the expenses are dropped as best we can, but still didn't quite cover that with our revenue because of our census 29.8. So, over on the right-hand side, skilled nursing facilities at a loss $42,000 for the year to date. And the apartments, meanwhile, are up 28,862. And we had 3 empty apartments. Of those 3, one is occupied now, the tenant, and another one's going to have a tenant in about 2 weeks.
So we'll have one empty left.
Yeah.
When?
Okay.
3 weeks, you said?
Middle of
We're in the
December.
middle of December. Okay. So you'll be 100% occupied.
No, there'll be one.
One still? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, October looks a lot better than September.
Well, September was an outlier because of those adjustments.
Yeah, right.
Completely unanticipated.
So the combined is a negative figure,
Yeah.
Combined operating, yeah, negative 13,649.
Yeah.
but November could help ease that.
Well, our census isn't any higher, so until we get an increase in census, it's not likely we're going to
Get out of that.
Yeah.
Red.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's been quiet for admissions, no admissions since early October.
Well, the hospital has the same, I mean, their numbers are
Down.
down.
September.
Really down.
Yeah.
And most of our referrals come from there,
Huh.
so they're down. But there's no fewer elderly people in the county, so I don't know if there's a correlation or a connection, but Dr. Miller left in about February, and we kind of maintained our census for a while, but now it's been dropping off. I don't know if that has anything to do with it or not. But we were running at about 34 all of 2014.
Oh, and the census numbers?
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
they maintained for a while.
34. Now we're down to 29.8.
Yeah.
Yeah, because February, March, April, 34.1, 34.4, 34.1.
Yep, and then the other issue with our expenses remains having to utilize agency pool staff to cover. And there's an ad in the paper last week again for a part-time night charge nurse. And haven't heard back any, and that's been vacant since July. And that's kind of the main ongoing single thing. Plus we have 2 CNAs, one had surgery, she's out on medical leave. So the afternoon shift, and there's a day shift CNA who needed to go to California to take care of some family matters this week. So she should be back hopefully next week. And this other CNA that's off for medical leave, it's been about 6 or 8 weeks. She should be back pretty soon too. So won't need to pay the extra for agency to cover while they're out. And what else? We do have a resident family dinner for Christmas, a holiday dinner scheduled on, I believe that's December 17th in the evening. There'll be a notice in the bulletin board in the paper about that, Karen. I'm going to send a note to Tim about that.
Send a note to
I
him.
said I should send a note to Tim.
Either one of us. That'd be fine. Thank you.
So, I mean, it looks like we might end in the negative for the year, do you think?
I'm afraid it's likely,
And you'll be back last meeting in December, correct? In a month, right?
You'll be here for the December, what, 15th or?
31st?
I'm usually the last meeting of the month, so, yeah, I'll be here.
Well, the reason I ask, if we had to encumber some money to protect what we would have to pay you, we'd have to get an idea of a ballpark figure on what's been encumbered.
And encumbrances have to be stated in the minutes of
Yeah.
that last meeting.
Yeah.
If you're a department that wants to encumber a meeting, it has to be stated in the minutes. How much
By the end of the year.
by the end of the year.
Right,
Right, and that's for the auditor.
yeah. So, the 15th would give us a ballpark idea of what's going on. The 30th would be the drop dead date. 31st, I believe, is.
So even with the adjustments, if we ran around 34, do you think it would sort of be in the more of a zero range?
Well, let's see. If the census kind of stays where it is.
Yeah.
The skilled nursing was minus 6,000. And, but the apartments with 2 more tenants should be up 1,000.
Up 1,000, right, okay.
So I'd say in 13,000, probably another 10,000 added onto that. Be an estimate.
Yeah.
If you're out
Yeah,
there,
you're just throwing numbers.
if you rounded it at 25, you have a little wiggle room.
Negative 25 for the year.
Yeah,
Right.
a little wiggle room in there. Which isn't good, it's not our target, but on the other hand, we're pulling in $2 million of revenue a year, so it's sort of like, this year, that's what it'll take to keep us going.
We heard back from CMS on that door lock.
That's still up in the air. That should be resolved soon, and I've recommended.
Did you guys have to move snow today? Up there?
Yeah, Harold was out on 4-wheeler with the plow, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if I understand this correctly, for instance, as of October 30th, we have paid $12,052.56 out. That would be an offset to what we might have to pay Good Samaritan?
The county hasn't paid anything up till now, this year. We're just adjusting any,
Right there, that's what we paid.
not for operations, maybe that was for
The generator.
upgraders,
Okay,
upgrades.
so we're only
yeah,
talking
okay.
about operations.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
That's what I wanted
Yeah.
clarified.
Yeah, we did put in video surveillance of the west door into the dining room. And there were some other things that Precision Safety Technologies did. So, yes, okay, there was some expense there, but
But it's not operational.
operations still getting adjusted till the end of the year now.
And we discussed that issue. Rather than doing it monthly, we figured we'd rectify it.
A lot better than 6 minutes, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's really all I have. We're kind of waiting for Dave Fleming to get some of our trees taken care of, but
On the apartments, you now have a full-time maintenance man?
yeah.
If you look at the woodwork on those apartment doors and windows, the paint is blistered, it's chipped off. It really does need to be repainted.
Yeah, I know, it's on his list. Now,
No, but I'm just saying,
yeah,
It
it's on
should
his
be on the
list
list, yeah.
to do, and can't do it now. Cool. In fact, he wants to take care of those around the doors. There's little windbreaks out of wood. They're about 2 feet. They stand out from the outside wall. He just wants to take those out before, so they also need
Okay.
cosmetic work. Mhm. You hear from somebody about that?
yes, I did. I got a letter.
Sorry, yeah. Yeah, well, the window frames need to be some primed and painted to make them look nice. So thank you for bringing that to my attention. If there's nothing else, going once, going twice?
No.
Okay.
Thanks for this presentation.
Two motions to make before we adjourn.
Be safe.
Well, when you
So,
out of town soon?
yeah.
Okay.
See you, man.
Okay, take care.
Hey, Roger, what do you have?
Okay, under, the motions involve finance and our current accounting system.
Okay.
Under the fund control called Home for the Aged, I would like to amend the line that says transfer to equipment reserve to read transfer to Home for the Aged capital improvement. And in December, we'll take a real hard look at the Home for the Aged account. We will probably encumber some money, which we just discussed, but the remainder could be pulled down and go into the Home for the Aged capital improvement fund, which means we won't have to add money next year into that fund. We'll be using, I mean, we will be doing that, but on a year-to-year basis, but otherwise this goes into the general budget. Okay. So that would be my motion. Do I hear a second?
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. And what was your second thing?
Okay, under the fund control employee benefits, we're going to have a surplus in that fund control point.
Okay.
I would like to add a line 8 to read, transfer to Home for the Aged capital improvement.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign.
Okay.
Okay. So we have a motion to adjourn.
Well, you guys,
One question for you guys.
Yeah.
I started looking at that 37,200 in bridge building.
Yeah,
Why did we budget carryover cash? Because that's where it's
you're
coming up.
talking about the draft copy of the auditor's report.
I mean, this is where we come up, I'm on the right page.
What page are you on, Dave?
what page are you on?
Building.
9.
No,
Page nine.
yeah.
so we collect, you know, this is our total expenses, so we have an uncovered cash, so we brought that over to 2015. All right, so then we come back and we're carrying over this 36,000 for the next, for 2016. We're trying to deplete that fund, but why do you have to budget it if it's cash on hand?
That,
You're asking a question about state law and the auditing that I can't answer. That you need to talk to Brian Thompson. Yeah, and he can explain that to you.
I can give you his cell phone number maybe this
Yeah.
afternoon, Dave.
But he's the accountant that handles our account, and I think he can explain that to you.
If you want his cell phone number, I've got it. And I
Oh,
think
okay.
okay.
Healthcare cost last year, this is what it looked like to me. Just want anybody to know that.
Based on your numbers,
Yep,
This is corporate planning.
corporate plan or freedom claims?
corporate.
corporate plan was
Corporate plan.
2014.
Oh, yeah, right.
In 14,
$1,481,079.
yeah, that sounds about right. It's way,
We
way
have
over
that year,
budget.
and then we're trying to pick up these others, and we still got one outstanding claim.
Yeah.
One left, right?
Yeah, I still think something needs to be done about the way they handle all that
Well, I
stuff.
did too, but
And, I mean, this,
wait till I get the other part figured out before we can do anything.
by going to Freedom's claims, we saved a lot of money. And we're gonna start seeing the effects of that probably next year on the budget, would be my guess.
Well, two things, the corporate plan and then our old auditor. What do we do before Mason Miller?
Yeah, well, he didn't get it done.
Well, we never even talked to him.
So, but, you know, I've had a lot of people ask me about the mills going up, and it's like, well, we did a 3% raise, we did some for the sheriff, we did some of this. And I don't have the answers, but what we can say is, it's gonna get a lot better.
It
So,
will.
so
We'll get
Property
there.
taxes,
Yeah.
yeah.
do I hear a motion?
Okay. I'll second that motion.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Drive safe, Rob. I don't know how bad it's out there in Denver.
So you're in Denver right now?
I'm
Cody just
leaving-
texted me,
I'm
said there was
leaving
a
about